Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Empire under Sir Groot versus RTK's Tids Demoden on the Tids Demons. The joke doesn't even work because it's not the Demons of Chaos, it's the Warriors of Chaos. But you know what? You know what, dude? I'm doing my best. Okay? And that's all you can really ask of me. Just out here, doing my best and getting nothing in return. Nothing! At the end of every video, there's a list of patrons who give me a lot of support and are very kind to me. But I get nothing out of this. And sure, our Discord is full of very friendly people who like playing the same game I do and hanging out all the time. But I am completely alone in my efforts of keeping this dead game alive. Just me. I'm the only one. All right, bullshit and cringe aside, let's get into this, huh? 3 War Wagons, I'm sure everybody's excited to see that. But I do cultivate my replays for ones that are interesting. I don't cast bad games just for the sake of casting bad games. So you can trust this will not be a 45-minute game of War Wagons running away. Right? We have Outriders grenade launchers. Already getting a first volley off. 3 War Wagons, Karl Franz up in the sky on Deathclaw. We do have a Jade Wizard for a little bit of healing for that big boy up in the sky. 3 Empire Knights. The Sterling's Revenge, Free Company Militia Regiment for now with better stats and arm piercing. 2 Halberdiers. Nice little Empire build. For the Warriors of Chaos, someone's beneath me. Here we are. Swords of Chaos, Chaos Knight Regiment of Renown. Better stats, Guardian, and then their Apocalyptic Charge. Their only real problem is that their model count is super low compared to their brethren, but still fun to see them. Then 2 regular Chaos Knights besides them. Archaon the Everchosen with Spirit Leech and Burning Head. A front line of entirely Chaos Warriors with 2 armored Chaos Trolls to back them up. Let's do it. Chaos has by far a more superior front line in this engagement. The 5 Chaos Warriors should be able to blitz through the minimal amount of state troops that are being brought. Chaos Troll support also has better cavalry helping them out. And my streaming software is being weird, so I got momentarily distracted. Okay, not loving that. Where are we at? Far side, Chaos Knights running away from the Empire Knights. And Outriders with grenade launchers somehow ending up in melee combat here, which is a huge mistake. All right, fix the recording issue. Anyway, Outriders still trying to squeak away here as Chaos Armored Chaos Trolls and the Chaos Warriors try and push through. There's enough Spearmen to stop them, and the Sterling's Revenge are teeing off on those Armored Chaos Trolls. How are we doing elsewhere? Swords of Chaos managed to catch a War Wagon off screen, do actually kill it entirely, but Archaon finds himself in a bit of a pickle, fighting Karl Franz in all these Empire Knights with Stand Your Ground and Reichland Runefang Pop. These guys are very fearsome combatants, and Archaon is taking a bit of walloping, but it looks like he's starting to return it on Franz. The only difference, though, is Franz has healing, and Archaon does not. The Swords of Chaos also join in, providing that Guardian buff to give Archaon a little bit of physical resist. Not that it matters against Franz, who does magic damage ever since Game 3 started. But the War Wagons are also having a tough time really getting good shots onto the Chaos Knights. Their own Empire Knights being a little bit obstructive there. Franz gets a very favorable attack animation that takes him all the way out of the blob and into safety. He will be able to take off now. Overall, a great trade for the Empire. Got good damage on the Chaos Knights, great damage on Archaon, and lost only 1 War Wagon in the scuffle. Elsewhere, Trolls routing off. They'll be back soon and in greater numbers like the Sand People of old. These Chaos Warriors are going to be a constant threat, just slowly pushing through the state troops and then getting your Sterling's Revenge under pressure. Your skirmish cavalry will just be followed around by heavily armored guys for quite a while. War Wagon's still firing at the Chaos Knights in the distance, and Archaon is rejoining the battle now. Balance power is even, if not slightly, Chaos favored. Slightly? That bar is always a little tricky to eyeball. Sterling's Revenge being kept very safe. I wonder if Archaon has a Burning Head or something for them. Ooh, there it is. Oh, but they just started to turn into Trolls, so it's not going to be as impactful, but it's still pretty good. And Chaos Knights plow into these Spearmen. Sterling's Revenge still going to route from that Burning Head, and with Armored Chaos Trolls behind them, I wonder how far they even get. Another Spirit Leech onto Franz really wants to whittle down the Emperor. I think when you're fighting against healing in patch, 3.0, 3.1, and now 4.0, when you're fighting against healing, you accept that you're just going to have to heal cap and kill single entities. So Spirit Leeches are still worth it, just as thinking about it like that, where you know you have to tax that overall max HP. Franz takes a nasty trade from Archaon, gets a little bit of damage, but takes more than he bargained for, and the Swords of Chaos manage to press him back. Still, the balance power is about dead even. Jade Wizard is caught out by Chaos Knights. He is a foot character, though, so kind of a coin flip whether or not he's going to take any damage at all from this Chaos Surround. Looks like he has taken a little bit, maybe even enough to rout. Franz is not giving up in this fight with Archaon. It's still really just souring on him. He's taking way more damage than he's dealing. Warwagon's still firing, doing great on the Swords of Chaos. And a regrowth does hit Franz. Is it overcast or regular? No, the Jade Wizard got knocked down halfway through, so he didn't actually get to finish that just yet. Spirit Leech instead hits Franz, the exact opposite kind of spell from what he wanted. And this Jade Wizard is so close to routing. If he can't get that regrowth on Karl Franz like he just routed, that could be the doom of the Empire. Warwagon's still firing into the Swords of Chaos, and Archaon doing good damage over there. More Chaos Knights trying to catch Outriders' grenade launchers, and they will manage to get those guys. They're not the biggest on shock damage, so if the Outriders realize they're in trouble and start to run away, they should be okay, but they're not running in time. They are going to take a lot of damage. And Franz caught on the ground once again. Reikland Runefang, Galmaraz popped, does a lot of damage to the Chaos Knights. Archaon's still out there, lurking in the distance. Jade Wizard is secured for now, though he's not far enough away from opponents to rally. Empire is down to the balance of power. Their Outriders' grenade launchers get smoked entirely. The Swords of Chaos are still chasing around those War Wagons, trying to protect Archaon, who was the current target of the War Wagons. For Chaos, as we predicted at the start of the game, their Chaos Warrior frontline was just far superior to the not very numerous state troops the Empire brought. So Chaos does have a frontline existing in the late game. Their trolls are routing off. They need to find a little safe spot to get some of their regeneration going for them, and the Jade Wizard escaping. These Chaos Knights are not in a position to go chase him down. It looks like they're busy with these other Knights, and these trolls probably need to go chase the Jade Wizard. The Jade Wizard needs to be the priority for Chaos, but it doesn't look like it is. He is going to rally any second now, and then he can throw that regrowth he's been saving onto Karl Franz. But a Spirit Leech tries to take him out first. Franz is negative on leadership. His health is dipping. The regrowth is coming in now, but is the cast time too long? 100 HP, 70 HP. He starts to get the regrowth. It procs. He is routing, but the overcasted regrowth will heal him a ton, and he gets up into the sky where he will be safe. That was so close to him dying, even with the regrowth cast. Armored Chaos Trolls do manage to hit the Stone's Revenge. They are going to get rear charged, though. Their leadership will not hold. Yes, they will rout. The Swords of Chaos were not there in time to save them, and the War Wagons continue to shoot those guys. I think this game has slipped on its head. Balance of power is creeping back towards the middle, but I think it is even further than that. I think this game is actually in the Empire's favor now. Franz is done healing until he gets another regrowth or something from the Jade Wizard. We still have some Chaos Knights around to support. The Swords of Chaos and these Trolls are pushed off. War Wagons, 11 shots and 2 shots, so not a ton of ammo for them, but enough. And Stone's Revenge have plenty. I imagine these Armored Chaos Trolls will soon be going off the edge of the map. Jade Wizard is killed off by Archaon. No more healing. And Franz honestly isn't that healthy. Even with the overcasted regrowth, he didn't get that much healing, just because of the Spirit Leech and the attacks he was taking at the time. Trolls are routing yet again. Kind of surprised they're not shattered. Another Spirit Leech hits Franz. And for the War Wagons, we have 1 volley, 10 on the other. Stone's Revenge, 4 volleys. A very injured Empire Knight and a very injured Franz. That's about it for the Empire. On the side of Chaos, we have 4 Chaos Warriors. It looks like 3 of them have seen better days. 1 is quite healthy. We have 1 1/3 or 1/4 health Chaos Knight. A Troll that's trying to regen, but currently is so low that if Franz even looks at him, he's going to rout. And then Archaon, who is extremely wounded. Balance power is in the favor of Chaos. I disagree. Bit of kiting. War Wagon's going to run around, get some shots off. One of them is now just a melee chariot. The last of the Chaos Knights does engage. Franz is down on the ground, kind of waiting for. There it is. Stand your ground. I imagine Reikland Runefang will be following shortly after. There it is. War Wagon's charging through the Chaos Knights. And Sterling's Revenge firing at Archaon. They were stalked. Oh, I forgot that they have stalk. Another nice Spirit Leech onto Franz. But Archaon's all of a sudden stuck in a bad situation. He didn't realize these were here, and now he tries to charge them to rout them, but he takes so much damage on the charge, he almost routs. Manages to hold for now. Slayer of Kings is popped. Bounce power is even further into Chaos's favor, which I just find laughable. at the moment. Trolls are pushed off, Chaos Knights are pushed off, Archaon is pushed off, and still the balance of power is like, nah, dude, Chaos has got this. I'm like, are you watching the same game as me? Doesn't look like Chaos has got shit. Maybe if Archie was around for one more Spirit Leech onto Franz, but he is routing right now, and Sterling's Venge probably just going to shoot him on the way off the map. Trolls rally in the distance, coming back now. Galmaraz popped for Franz, should finish those guys off, and he takes no damage from the effort. Sterling's Venge are in fact just shooting Archaon, who's in 15 health. He is routing away, and now the balance of power snaps back, going, wait, oh, the Empire's probably winning this game, and I go, yeah, they have been for a bit. All right, the last War Wagon with its ammunition, 2 shots left for it overall. As far as Chaos goes, it is just those Chaos Warriors. 2 of them are gonna rout. 1 holds firm. Sterling's Venge 1 shot, War Wagon 0. Can the Warriors hold? For now, they're fighting the War Wagons. Other War Wagons go plowing through. Franz and his Empire Knights lining up. Sterling's Venge also out of ammunition. Chaos Warriors are excited just to get a fight. They are getting cycle charged a lot, and they're not happy about that. Empire Knights charging in. Franz charging in. Where do the attack orders go from the Chaos Warriors? What will they fight? What will they do? They are not immune to psychology, so they are probably going to terror out any second here unless they do something drastic. And they are trying to fight back against Franz, but yeah, the terror out comes in. That is GG. Franz got pretty good value. War Wagons, 1 got sniped right away. The other 2 got their extremely impressive values that most people hate them for. And I would agree, fuck War Wagons. Outriders and Free Company Militia did excellently. And State Troops held for as long as they could. I mean, they're not going to get their value back in a matchup like this, and I don't expect them to. Tidsdemonin, Archaon, 4,200 value. Very, very good stuff from him. Chaos Knights, more mixed, but they were a constant presence on the battlefield. Armored Chaos Trolls, not great value. I am not a believer in the Armored Chaos Trolls, personally. It's just not my thing. For me, they tend to just rout and die and suck. Chaos Warriors did okay. But, man, Archie tried to put that on his back. GG. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.